Hey, what's good, everyone? Welcome back to the next block. We are on episode 110, coming with you to talk some crypto today. Got a lot of things to talk about. We're gonna make it nice and sweet for y'all. How you doing, Crypto for Change?
Doing pretty good. Another wonderful day in the crypto world. We got the market still just kind of sitting and doing, just chopping, right? It's just chopping, even though
Yep.
the stock market pumping to new all-time highs, at least for the
All-time
S&P.
highs. Yep.
You got a lot of excitement. You had CPI come in lower than expected. You had the Fed talk was, dovish, I guess you could say, maybe expecting 2 rate cuts
Yeah.
in this year. So obviously that's why we saw the stock market respond the way it has. But really, you look at Bitcoin, you look at Ethereum, you look at a lot of crypto, and it's kind of still just going down. Ever since Bitcoin hit close to that 70K area, Bitcoin's now sitting, I think, at 66K.
Yep.
Let me see here. Yeah, well, 67. So it's right back at 67K, and kind of just teetering there. And then Ethereum, it had that nice big pop once the ETFs got approved, and it's already come down a little bit, like $300-400. It's sitting around 3,400. And then, like you got alts and meme coins doing a mixed bag. Some things are pumping. You got celebrities out here pumping their coins left and right. Which most of the celebrities I feel like are like
Oh
B
my
tier
God.
celebrities. Like it's nobody even that cool, which I
So no
think makes
Beyonce.
it even makes it even funnier. So yeah, we'll jump into some headlines and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
it mixed bag right now.
Yeah. So let's start with some celebrity coins. Let's start with the gossip right now. Um, so yeah, I see you, Ryan, in the chat, and the rest of y'all as y'all come in. So right now, the funny one to me is definitely Iggy Azalea. When you say B tier celebrity, I don't know when the last time she had like popping music or anything. It's been a while. I just remember Ti put her out maybe what 10, 12 years ago or something of that sort. But yeah, so Mother is the coin on Solana that people are pumping now. It's basically ass shots that make the chart go up.
Yeah, the fact that she was invited, right, to, the New York Stock
Kramer, right?
Exchange with
Yeah.
Kramer to talk, like, that just shows you what part of the cycle we're in, where you wanna call it a mid. I don't think it's a top, right? I think the B list, B tier celebrity, I don't even say C tier celebrities, right? Soldier Boy,
C and
Hulk
D,
Hogan.
C and
Yeah,
D.
these are
Yeah,
these are people who are so
yeah.
washed up, nobody
Couple of
talks about
Fs.
them anymore.
Yeah.
Like, we don't care about them, and they're trying to make money off this stuff. I think seeing them is just the start, right? Because you're not going to see retail come in until actual celebrities and actual people who have followings really start to
Yep.
push, products, push NFTs, whatever it may be. And so, it's kind of funny. I definitely am not really into many of the meme coins on Solana. I didn't buy Hulks. I mean, I haven't bought any of them, and that since they've launched. Not to say you didn't make money. I mean, Mother did a great run up. I don't know what it topped out at. I know I saw a lot of people getting rugged by Hulk Hogan's one
Yeah.
and
Yep.
various
Hulk
others.
Hogan.
I fell scam to one of Soldier Boy's, which would go all the way back to when him and it was the NFT from Opulus when they launched that song. I don't even remember the
Yes.
name of the song.
Opulus definitely was misleading with a
Yeah.
few things. Yeah.
Yeah,
Opulus
I think I made $11 on that song. So raking those royalties
I think
in.
I made 5.
Yeah. I spent a whole lot more. I ain't even gonna say how much I spent. You can go back and find my videos. But, it is
Yeah.
interesting that we're at this, that I'll say this, it's interesting that Bitcoin is sitting above all-time highs from last cycle, consolidating above it, right? Still sitting at 67K. Like, especially the weekly and monthly closes have been closing above, they closed above last cycle's
Mhm.
tops. And, you look at the timeline though, Twitter, social media stuff, and it's like max bearish. Like everyone
Yeah.
is so bearish right now on price of Bitcoin, Ethereum, alts, everything. So it is interesting that we're sitting at a spot where you would expect price to consolidate for a bit before it moves on to new all-time highs, like Bitcoin has in the past. But really, if you just look at the sentiment from crypto Twitter and various other social medias, it just seems like we're about to start another year bear market, right? And so it
Mhm.
would not surprise me to see through the summer, fall, winter Bitcoin's price to continue trading a little bit sideways before a big move up to really catch people out, of this next move. And I think that could
Yeah.
possibly be what we're going to see, especially knowing that. And one of the tweets I was going to bring up Whoops, that's not the right button. I'll go ahead and share this one, but it is this one. So share this. And this was this morning. So, and this is, Bill Haggerty from the senator was talking to Gary Gensler, was just saying, just told him he envisions spot ETF will likely be approved by the end of summer. Now, if you go in through, there was this kind of discourse. He says over the course of summer, Haggerty said by the end of summer, and they were kind of going back and forth because he was asking, Gary Gensler, hey, is ETH a commodity? And yes or no question. Of course, Gary Gensler dodged that and wouldn't answer yes or no. But he said that
of course.
Most of the filings that have been put through, he's expecting by the end or during summer to be approved and move forward. And I think this spells that what we saw with Bitcoin spot ETFs is they got approved, right? And then we saw a sell in the news. And then over the course of the next few months, as they started getting launched and as the buys started happening, the price of Bitcoin ran to new all-time highs and caught a lot of people out. I think a similar thing could happen with Ethereum, with its inflows expected that could come in and really jump that price, because we have not seen, I'll even bring this up, we have not seen Ethereum hit new all-time highs. So I'm gonna
it's being like it's like hitting a ceiling or something.
No, that's not
it. Won't go past 4K, 38 to 4K range.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring up another chart here. But yeah, you look at Ethereum, right? And this is on the weekly time frame. And I've just my horizontal vertical lines here, sorry, are just bull crosses or crosses on the RSI, stochastic RSI down there. But we had that God candle print once it got approved, right? And so now we've had 3 weeks of some downward action. Like I said, selling into that news, the hype of the spot ETFs. And I think, we're seeing something similar to this, like what we saw back in the last run, right? Before we make that move to new all-time highs. Because like I said, we still have not hit, all-time highs for Ethereum until we get to this level. So I still think there's plenty of room to run for Ethereum, especially if you look at Ethereum to Bitcoin's chart. Oops, I think this is. Let me go to a different one. Binance got a good one. So, and I've just drawn this, big triangle here you got, and it's just been riding support. It's been really just sitting on support, and I would not be surprised to see us have another one of these massive legs up come this summer, late into fall. And I think that's honestly where you're going to see, alts take off and start to rally, and you'll get that alt season and the next big leg up for most crypto assets. And the last thing I'll show even for that is, and just speaking to the point of like, there's still excitement, there's still things that are going to come. I saw this morning we had a tweet from, hold it till I show it. Had a tweet from Adidas, right? So Base is doing their on-chain summer V2. So last one, I don't feel like anyone really knew it was really even paying attention. But now you're starting to get some big companies, right, that are going to start partnering with crypto blockchains to do some things. Whether it, obviously this one has eyes and a little art thing. I would assume it's going to be some form of NFT. But nonetheless, having someone like Adidas jump on something like Base, especially on-chain summer 2. You had Base just roll out the new Coinbase wallets, and Coinbase is still making great strides to help regulatory clarity, and I think it's still going to win as far as American exchanges go for crypto. So I'm still bullish over the next 3-6 months that we're going to see some big things happen. But you have to be willing to go through the chop that we're seeing right now, because right now, especially if I'm just looking at, I was on my Twitter looking at news and just trying to get some stuff for today's show as well. And it's funny because it just looks dead. Like, I go to Warpcast, I go to Twitter, nobody's excited about anything, which is just so funny because literally just 2 months ago, it's like, everybody, it was euphoria almost. I won't say euphoria, but it was excitement. Definitely, people were ready for a bull run, and now everybody's expecting, like we're about to hit another 2-year bear market or something like we just saw.
I mean, I'll say it certainly feels that way. Let's pull up Coin Market Cap real quick and kind of slide through to see how everybody's feeling. So if we looking at, for one, we're in neutral up in the right corner with fear and greed index. We used to be in greed. It was like 71 a few days ago. You can see we're still at 2.4 trillion, down 4%. So that's still a lot of money in crypto, but at the overall, a lot of it, most of it's still in Bitcoin and
Yeah.
Ethereum kind of combined, 1.3 trillion, 400 billion. So taking a little beat down, but Bitcoin and Ethereum are holding up. No, we didn't get an all-time high in ETH, but at the same time, look at that, 100 billion in Tether, 32 billion in USDC. So those four big dogs are definitely taking up a lot of the market caps overall. And I think BNB just hit an all-time high recently. So we look
Yeah.
at just the top, 10, that's where most of the money is at.
Yeah, and that's surprising,
Um,
right? Binance, BNB is hitting all-time high. Solana, I don't think is hitting all-time
yeah.
high yet.
No, no.
Obviously, Dogecoin hasn't, XRP has not. So that's what I'm saying. We're still out of the top 10.
XRP,
There's
the
so
stable
many,
coin.
yeah, there's so many projects that have yet to hit all-time highs. And I'm not saying all of them have to, right? The market has become so
Mhm.
saturated that we're probably not going to see every crypto in the top, 100, reach new all-time highs. We know that. But Ethereum, especially where it's at, how much market share it holds, and with the ETF news, I would be very surprised if it does not. And thus, for it to do that, I think most of the things in Ethereum are going to have great runs as well. And that's why I'm still bullish on Base. I'm still bullish on some of the layer twos that are there, and expecting some good price action to come throughout the summer into winter. So especially, you still have elections, you still have a lot of reason for markets to go well, I guess you could say.
Let me pull this up. Ryan wrote a few things. Trump's second TikTok upload was with Jake Paul.
Yeah, that was kind of interesting. They almost did like a boxing, like standing in front of each other. Like it's kind of funny, honestly, and made me somewhat,
Like the Mike Tyson and all of that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's
Yeah.
butthurt that Mike had to pull out of the fight, I think. But
Yeah. I mean, Mike like 60, so it's kind of
yeah, I mean, it was probably not going to be that great of a fight. They pretty much already
yeah.
relegated it to an exhibition anyway. But anyways,
Yeah. Yeah.
going
Yeah.
back to the Trump thing, it's funny because I feel like Trump is just, even though I don't like him personally, like he's not like I'm not siding with him and saying like, oh, I'm pro Trump and Trump's going to save the world. Like, no, not that. But like
Mhm.
he is more personable, right? People can like at
He's
least,
funny. He's funny.
yeah, people like have a sense that he, I don't know, he just he can make himself be like one of the people, I guess you could say. Whereas like Biden just seems so cold and distant and just like so far pulled away from everybody that like I just can't
Mhm.
see a world in which Biden beats Trump in this coming election, which I think could spell some positive things for crypto, especially Bitcoin and whatnot, as long as they follow through with hopefully getting rid of people like Gary Gensler. Hopefully John Deaton wins, gets rid of Elizabeth Warren, and we get more pro crypto people in there who can then get the regulatory framework that's needed so that things like Coinbase, things like decentralized exchanges and other useful tools can actually be in the US and operate in the US and not fear sanctions, not fear getting put in prison for code that they write and all
Mhm.
this other crazy stuff. So I'm still excited about that. Obviously, not gonna jump into all the politics, but I do think that could be a positive sum for crypto, and adoption in the US.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And it's I see like Biden might do crypto donations with Coinbase as well.
I thought that was
He- yeah, it's like this
you
fool,
can't make
he
this shit
just
up.
signed a regulation to go against crypto. Now next week he like, well, so I don't know.
He'll
He's
probably use
everywhere.
he'll probably use Tornado Cash,
Yeah, yeah. So and send it out the country. So I don't know what's up with all that, but I see every day Algorand. This is I seen this too. Have you noticed the news that the ASA Gold project got listed in DeFi Llama? Yes, I'll pull that up real quick too. Let me pull that up. Um, so that yeah, where we at? So right here on DeFi Llama, another real world asset, that people are talking about. So yeah, I think that's big news for Algorand. I think RWA real world assets is a focus that Algorand should be focused on. And if they keep it up with Travel X and things of that nature, they got Meld Gold here, and then of course the big one, Lofty AI. If they keep these type of projects up and pushing, I think that will help the narrative a lot when in terms of real world assets. Because I know they're still competing against H bar, I'm not sure if VeChain is in those like type of runnings. We just had on Chirp with the decentralized infrastructure on. So there's a lot of different versions of this real world thing that they're going on. But yeah, that's a good one. Everyday Algonaut.
And I want to share just because Ryan, he put in the chat. Hold on, this is a
Yeah.
someone put a really good chart on.
Right in the divide. Yeah, he vetoed crypto bill. Now he wants to use crypto. Biden's a
Someone
slick Joe.
someone made a chart and I did a dub on it just because you said put that McDonald's hat back on. This is the Bitcoin chart, right? Showing we're about to complete the McDonald's arches. And so that means we're going back down to like 60K, 59K, and we all going back to work. So it does kind of feel like that. That's what I'm saying, which is just so wild because if you look at, Bitcoin's history, right, there always has been chop right around when Bitcoin
Yeah.
gets to its all-time high from the past cycle before moving on to higher. But in the last time we were at 69K, it was max euphoria both times, right? And
Yeah.
now it's max bearish, and everyone's just, checked out. Everybody's complacent. We're just sitting on the sides. And that's what I'm saying. It would not surprise me that Bitcoin makes a big turn and heads right up to 80K, catching so many people off guard. And I'll say this too, another, that's
It's in
obviously
a
just
3-month channel.
but that's the thing. It's like if Bitcoin doesn't have a price capitulation, right, where it has a sharp, drastic drop to liquidate people and catch people out, then it's a time based, right? It's a time based capitulation. It just trades sideways for so long that people get so bored and pissed at the market that they get out and they sell at a loss or at a small gain or whatever it is before it makes that next move higher. And something else, another chart I'll bring up because we actually talked about this one about 3 weeks ago. Give me 1 second here. Actually, go ahead and do the ad break. I'll get it pulled up.
Okay, cool. All right, y'all. We're gonna come back with some more charts. And big shout out to our sponsors, Non-Fungible Domains, Exim Market. Y'all know V2 is coming soon. Gora will tap into what Gora is doing as well after this ad break. We'll be right back, y'all. Give me a moment, and here we go. All right, welcome back. We are back. Again, shout out to our sponsors, NFD, Exit Market, and Gora. So we have some more charts for y'all right here. And then we see bot Gora. Smash that like button if you like RWAs on Algorand. They also have the digital euro. Yes, we agree. I agree. All right.
So yeah, so taking a look at the Bitcoin dominance chart, right? And this is where, we're talking about like when's alt season coming? And it was funny because a few weeks ago, 3 weeks ago to be in fact, or 2.5 weeks, we had fell out of this rising channel that Bitcoin dominance has been in, right? And I even made the comment on that when I would not be surprised if this is a fake out, right? And we popped right back up into this channel, and that's literally what happened. I am not expecting alt season to come until probably closer to, August, September, the like real alt season. And I'm talking, and the thing is, like, that's not going to last very long. I don't think. I think maybe we get 2 to 3 months of it before we see most things put in the tops that they're going to have for that cycle. But like, this is where we're at. And so, like I say, I would not be surprised. You're seeing Bitcoin dominance crossing bullish right now on the stochastic RSI with the cross down here. I wouldn't be surprised to see Bitcoin dominance run up to like 60%. And we see that major move in Bitcoin because most people are just sitting on the sidelines, complacent right now. And they're just not excited about it. And from what I've seen, especially when you look at most of the charts, even the Bitcoin chart, you see these, bullish crosses that have happened in the past. And each time we've seen a major move up. And this time, obviously, we had the cross. Now we do have a bearish cross on the stochastic RSI flashing again. And I would not be surprised if we get a little bit more sideways price action moving into this. I don't know if we're going to come down and touch, into this green area. We could, but I wouldn't be surprised if it even wicks down and we get another big impulse up to that 80, maybe even 90, 100K for Bitcoin, which then also pushes, Bitcoin dominance up to 60%. And then we get a lot of that money rotated into, Ethereum because of the ETFs getting approved late summer, alts go wild, and then we get max euphoria later into this year, early spring.
Did I actually close your chart out?
No. It was there the whole time,
okay.
or at least from what I saw. So,
okay. Yeah. So that's a, again, big potential of happening. We like to see Bitcoin holding the line. That is the main thing that we need to be seeing. And if we look at the stock market, we're talking about Nvidia, all-time highs, Microsoft, Apple on a major comeback. So that means these, assets are still strong, the big dogs like Google and whatnot. And then usually that does kind of, translate over into Bitcoin and Ethereum. And then you get the rotation. That's what we all have seen in the past. And that's what we're hoping to continue in the future if you've been investing in these small cap coins over here. I do want to bring up a few things, go back to Algorand real quick, just to shout them out. Let's see, where is it at? We talked about Gora in the chat. Gora has just announced that they're doing buybacks with their profits. And I think that's a great thing right here. You see software development is bringing it in. So Gora has positioned itself as, a good company that can make money, not just outside of, social media and whatnot. They've been doing a lot of partnership, a lot of deals, and they have been expanding their network. And a lot of us hope they become the chain link of Algorand or the Algorand chain link, however we say that, which means a lot of market share and being used on the Ethereum side, the Algorand side, and other cross-chain projects. So that's pretty dope. Big shout out to Gora. I see a lot of people, like I said, in the comments are talking about getting some Gora.
Yeah.
The mechanism right here is using profits to buy back Gora tokens. And if we go click the scan, I checked this out earlier. You can see it right
here. How much
here.
did they buy?
The beauty. It was about 4,000. Almost 5,000 right here. That's a good, nice purchase. And if they're gonna keep doing something like this over and over, that's huge, especially. So it looks like they took the money, bought with wrapped Ethereum, and then they bought the Ethereum back. So they still got the algo. So they're burning the Ethereum side, which I think is also a strategic move.
Yeah, for sure. And that's just, like I said, we listed a few of the things from the real world asset side on Algorand. Obviously Gora, I think, could still kind of fall in that real world asset type area, a little bit more, a little different, but there are still reasons to be bullish on Algorand. I'm excited to see if they announce any big news at Decipher, since you're bringing that one up. That's just 12 days away. Obviously there's going to be, some cool people that are getting, going out there. I haven't really seen any big announcements as far as speakers. I don't, which we do know, I will say that this Decipher is going to be different than past Decipher, right? I think the past ones they've tried, I think they tried to be like most other blockchains in the sense of trying to just garner, hype and FOMO and attention and getting A-list people to come speak, shelling out tons of money. And it's not really netted, I think, the results that they want. And that's why this time they're going to take a whole different stance, and they're going to try to focus on helping, the developers that are interested in building on Algorand, helping them come up with, solid business models to be
Barcelona.
profitable, and to help them grow. And so I think this is going to be a whole different side of a Decipher than what we've seen in the past. So I'm not really expecting, big names, to really be speaking, and to be the real, focus of it. I really
Draw.
think,
Yeah.
yeah, I really think it's meant on just helping the developers that are already building and the ones that they can attract to see the value in building, help them, maybe fix some things in their code or learn some hands-on things. And then also from the business and marketing side of it, learn how to become
Yeah.
profitable in the Web3 space. So I think it's a great thing. I'm just, I'm not expecting any like major partnerships drops. Like I'm not, nothing like that. It would be cool, but I'm not expecting it.
Well, I think that was, like you said, the last Decipher was about, FIFA, Agro Token, Dubai was, amazing event, a lot of big announcements. But now we're a year and a half later, it's like diving in deep, building these companies up, and then ones that can still be around. Like we see Folks Finance, every week they have a strategic and investor. So I'm like curious to see what they'll be doing next. I know they'll probably make some announcements out there. Exit Market will probably make some announcements out there. And these are some of the projects or businesses that have been around for at least a few years. We all miss AlgoFi. That was like, a lot of people's darling, but they're gone. And Folks Finance has absorbed a lot of that market, most of that market share.
Yeah.
And we still got the NFT scene still trying to make a big wave. And then that's where, again, the real world asset NFTs like the TravelX tickets are not like really NFTs, and same with in-app domains, but they have the utility behind it and they're being counted as NFTs. So that's where I think the whole market with marketing and stuff where Algorand is going. You guys, are you going to Barcelona? You said it in the Spanish way. We'll have next block. We'll have representation out in Barcelona. So we'll be tweeting about it and whatnot. Make sure y'all have any questions or any alpha that you want to be seeked out and find, sneaking into any of the developer workshops, doing some footage. We can make sure we get that out to y'all.
Heck yeah.
Get some type of hype and excitement. So yeah, it should be good though. I'm excited for the Decipher. But I think it's getting down to business, like remember the Eminem song, "Let's get down to business. I ain't got no time to play around. What is this?" That's where Algorand is doing right now.
They need to, and it's funny because I saw Justin Bones put out a tweet and was kind of giving Algorand some love in a way a couple days ago, just saying that it's undervalued or underappreciated, and I think it's true. But I think they, the faster they get to the decentralization, peer-to-peer nodes or gossip nodes, and the incentivization of the node runners, I think that could, hopefully it comes with the perfect, run up of alt season, and Algorand can really capitalize on those changes and maybe attract some different investors that maybe were sitting on the sidelines before, because it needs it, right? I mean, I know the Algorand Foundation, treasury and all that stuff, like their runway is limited, and so that's one thing that like everyone in the Algorand ecosystem wants to see is Algorand's price go up. And the last I checked, we're still sitting at 16 cents, or right about there. Now just under 16 cents at 1585. And I'll say this, this is a spot that really, if we don't hold here, like I'm being like, I'll even share the screen. I got to share this because it's kind of scary if you're an algo holder.
I was looking at the technical analysis, and technically it's pretty much in a bear market on the weekly and the daily charts because it's under the 200-day moving average.
Yeah,
and so it does have to get about 20 cents to even be in a decent range price wise.
I'll zoom in here. Like if we lose this blue line, and if we we don't regain it very quick. I mean, just look at how far we've been just sitting down here and literally so far oversold. Most altcoins are not sitting like this. That's the reason Algorand has taken a bigger hit than most. And that's why you've seen it fall from, I mean, just like a couple months ago, it was in top 50, and now we're looking at being outside the top 75. So it has fell hard. And if we don't hold this area, I mean, literally, guys, you're looking at the next spot, I would say being 12 cents and then literally back down to bear market lows around 9 cents. Now, you know, if we get like some flush in alts before a big run, I could easily see Algorand falling down to 12 cents. Like if Bitcoin pukes to 60 or 50 and Ethereum goes back down to 28, like I can guarantee you this, Algorand's probably going to 12, if not lower with a wick. The hope would be that that's just a very quick reversal before running back to new all-time highs. But the thing this does to me is it just sets, a harder, run on the other side of it. And that's the thing, is if we flip this support right now into resistance, that's going to be hard to break. And you're going to have a lot more hard time going up higher. So we want this to hold. If you're an algo holder, you want to see this level hold and continue to move up. And honestly, you want to see a good run up to 40, 50 cents to really, get back above some of those support bands and some of those, key levels to really put Algorand back into a bull market for price. But right now, we're literally hanging on by a thread. If you're holding algo, I know there's tons of people out here who are, very upset with where the price is at, and rightfully so. But there are, stochastic RSI, that indicator is, obviously sitting at a spot that shows oversold. And the only other one, I mean, I can pull up, let me just pull up the regular RSI real quick. I haven't looked at that one in a minute, but I mean, yeah, we're sitting, I mean, it's under 50, not great from a technical analysis standpoint. Obviously we had the bearish cross back here, which, that would have been the spot to sell and not really ride this out. But right now
this is the thing where I think it was John, maybe in one of his write-ups about Algorand, like they could double the fees and it will still be some of the cheapest fees in the market. The recent report says their revenue was like 20,000 a month. That would easily take it to 20 to 50,000 a month in terms of fee revenue, which would be a good thing. And let me share this too, real quick. Where's he at?
I mean, the monthly.
So this I think would be important, is to figure out, like we see all these symbols here on the Coinbase Smart Wallet, and they got the potential doing stuff with Adidas, but Coinbase still is the exchange for America in the United States. But if you got BNB, we use Coinbase Smart Wallet. I use it. It has multiple assets and chains that you can put on there, but I don't see an algo on there. An algo, I think, should focus on this type of integration, so that way people can easily go use Tinyman or Gore or any of these apps, especially that Gore is on Ethereum, that you can just plug right into the Algorand apps, and that automatically puts you in Coinbase, then Coinbase Smart Wallet, and an easy transfer to go use your Algorand and swap for your USDC and algos, all that will make it, I think, a smooth transition. So I think that could be a big focus.
I think the main reason why we still have yet to see that type of integration is because of the whole USDC, and I don't, and not having, Coinbase not accepting USDC algo. And, maybe that's still because of the whole opt-ins thing and issues there. I mean, I really don't know why Coinbase has been so against accepting that, but that's a huge step. And we were told by Stacy that they had hired someone to focus on that like months ago, like 6, 8, probably more than a year ago, but we've not seen any headway. And I think they've just given up on that.
I think you wouldn't need it if you integrate in the Coinbase wallet, because like when I swap my USDC, I just go back to Algo and send it to Coinbase. So if I can just directly swap in the wallet right up in here in the Coinbase wallet, you're already connected to Coinbase, so you no longer need to even worry about the USDC thing. If you're swapping and you send your coins out within a minute or 5 minutes, the price shouldn't change much. So I think that could be a simpler solution.
Yeah, I definitely think Algorand needs to figure out how to get better connectivity within Coinbase, because like I said, it's the biggest on-ramp for US citizens, and that's the number one spot where it used to be. That's how most people found Algorand, was the 5% plus staking that you could get. And now it's just they don't even update the news on it. It literally feels like a dead chain if you're a Coinbase user, because you never hear anything, you never see it, you're not even marketed Algorand. And that's a big fail, because it really does just kind of put Algorand on its own little island, that it's just you have to know somebody that would show you, rather than having an easy onboard like a Coinbase.
Yeah, and the only islands I like is Hawaiian Islands.
But I feel like we've kind of been watching this. The roadmap is there. Algorand has it,
Yep.
but it's still going to take. I think the next 3 to 6 months, you're going to see a lot happen in the crypto space, and it still has yet to be seen how much market share Algorand's going to pull. I do suspect that Algorand, like I say, I would not be surprised to see it, over the next 3 to 6 months run to 60 cents, 67 cents.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you this, I would be taking massive profits once we get there, because I just don't see it having the same run that some of these altcoins are going to have going, expecting it to go to new all-time highs and things like that. I think it's just going to be a hard road to hoe in lack of words.
Roll the hoe. All right, let me say whatever Algo's whack right now. What else going on? I don't know. Algo's still solid technology wise. I think the RWA is a great thing. But if you are looking at price, that's a whole nother conversation.
If you're looking at price, you got to be in
It's a
either
different
Solana or you got to be in Ethereum. Like those two are capped. They're taking so much of the market share. I mean, the scary part is really, you've missed the big move, I would say, in Solana. You should have been buying that at $8-9. Ethereum, I think, still has legs to maybe double, during this year with the spot ETFs once they actually get put through. But really, you got to be in the trenches, looking at meme coins and looking at really just stupid stuff, because there's nothing really tangible that's getting built on chain. And that's still the sad part, I think, about the crypto space in total. Is like, even seeing the Adidas announcement, they're going to be doing something with on-chain summer. Like,
it's going to be like a model and art show.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be something stupid. It's probably gonna be like maybe it's an NFT of some sports, things. Obviously, that was kind of the tweet that they quoted was on-chain sports summer. And so, like, obviously I'm sure it'll have some sport art, tied to it, but it's like, how much is this just a cash grab, or are they really leaning in and putting some real stuff on chain? So that's yet to be seen, but
cousin
that's
made
still
money on ICP fetch.
Yeah, the main money is still being made in the big dogs, Solana, Ethereum, and then you have everybody else kind of fighting for leftovers. Is the way I see it.
Yeah, they need to raise fees.
They need to raise fees.
That would really help, because if you ever use something like called Injective is fast, and the fees are actually cheaper than Algorand now that they did these. They lowered it, so the race to the bottom of fees has also Coinbase wallet fees, or Coinbase Smart Wallet fees are 0.
Yeah.
So
and even once they do on chain
summer, it doesn't matter really anymore.
Yeah, they're planning to pay. And so you can actually, if you're a developer and you have an app, you can actually pay for your customers' fees within your product that you're building. So I don't know.
It's not
Algorand's it's got to take some different different steps to making sure it's sustainable long term. And I think raising fees has been one thing that's been mentioned many times. I think it should have already been done. I don't know who
they could 10x fees and it would still be cheap.
Yeah, I don't know who's dragging their feet there, but it's needed.
I think a 1 cent per transaction, you got to get there.
10 cents, like, come on.
5, I'll say at least 1 to 5. 10 cents, yeah, that would do it too, to be honest.
Because it's not a lot. I mean, obviously, you could say, okay, maybe for people who live in third world countries, but I'm just like crypto adoption's not there. We're not, we're not to this point where
they still need cell phone towers.
Exactly. So it's like, get off your high horse to some extent, but nonetheless, that's where we're at in the crypto markets. And that's pretty much all I got.
Yeah. So we appreciate y'all for tapping in. Next week, we have a guest on from the Algorand ecosystem. So make sure y'all tune in. The week after that will be content coming out of Barcelona and Decipher. And we hope to see some of y'all there. And then those people who will be there will be the developers and whatnot. And it's going to be a good one. Wait, one last thing. Let's read this. Let me see what they say here. Fully disagree with you. Needed. The fees we pay don't go anywhere. If fees were needed when you first allocate existing fees and not just raise.
Well, to answer that, I think the idea of raising fees is to also it wouldn't just be to raise fees for the sake of
Mhm.
raising fees. The whole point would be
No.
that the fees would then go back and be recycled into the ecosystem to fund
Yes.
new projects, and that money would actually would have a spot to go. So that would be the ultimate idea, because right now, if you took that money that we're getting, it's just not enough to
Yeah.
fund and to really make a dent. But if you did
Mhm.
raise fees, then you could, start to see some decent money to actually be able to, recycle into the ecosystem for grants and things like that.
Yeah. And then Barcelona. So again, appreciate y'all. We will see you next week.